Welcome to another edition of the Color Pigeons and More TV show, the show that covers all aspects of the pigeon hobby, whether it be racing, performing rollers, flying tipplers, fancy show pigeon, and more. Interviews with well-known pigeon breeders, breed profiles, loft construction and management, pigeon health and treatment, show coverage, genetics, just to name a few. Watch, learn, and enjoy. And now let's go to our host, Danny Joe Humphrey, and see what this show is going to be about.
Hello, I'm Danny Joe Humphrey. Today we're kicking off a new show for October 2012. Got a good one lined up for you. What I've done is I've taken some of the tips that I've used through this past year, of health tips and whatever type of tips, and I've put some of these together because I have a lot of people call me and they want to know how to do a PMV shot. They know they saw it, but which show was it on? So I got 3 or 4 of those on there. And then I've got a little breed profile with giant runts. After that, I'm going to show you kind of a maintenance thing that I do for my pigeons, my young birds or my new birds when I get new birds in. This is a regiment that I do them on. And like I tell you, it's my idea. It doesn't mean that it's the only way to do something. It never does. Just always remember that. I'm not trying to tell you, if you don't do it this way, somebody's going to shoot you. I'm just showing you the way that I do it. And it seems to make common sense, and it definitely works. So that's important. So we want you to stay tuned. We'll be right back with all the pigeon action right after this break.
This is Jerry Gagne, Foy's Pigeon Supplies, oldest pigeon supply company in the United States. When Danny Joe approached us about being a part of this great project, we were really excited. If you're looking for pigeon supplies, if you're looking for pigeons, I hope you'll give us a call. Foy's Pigeon Supplies, we're on the internet, just type in Foy's, or if you'd like to call us, it's 1-877-355-7727. Ask about our 204-page all-color catalog. We'd be glad to send it to you.
Color Pigeon Lofts, featuring 28 breeds of fancy pigeons, high-performance Turner rollers. We have birds available at all times. Capuchins, Saxon monks, Saxon priests, Swiss crescents, ice pigeon, saints, frillbacks, archangels, starling, figuritas, old German owls, Chinese owls, satinets, swallows, Saxon shields, and much, much more. For breed availability, visit www.colorpigeons.com. For purchasing, pricing, and shipping info, call toll-free 1-800-527-0918.
Muir Nagel, better known as Dr. Pigeon by his friends, is known by his one-eye cold treatment. It's called One Drop, One Time. It only takes one drop, it only takes one time. Every breeder needs at least one bottle of One Drop, One Time to keep in their loft for those nasty eye colds. They're available at Foy's Pet Supply, New England Pigeon Supply, and Pro Flight Supply. And remember, the next time you buy pigeon supplies, be sure to include one bottle of One Drop, One Time. Okay, this is the last section of birds, that last section of the loft that we built, of this new loft. This thing's perfect. It's 10 foot long. It's about 4.5 to 5 foot wide. As you can see, I got a group of white frillbacks in here. We're not breeding any birds right now. All we're doing right now is maintaining them. We're winding the breeding season down. So we put them in here like this, and then next year, of course, we'll come in and we'll put boxes on the right-hand side of this. And this will be a great place for them to breed. Let me show you the outside. Okay, this is the outside. It's like this at both ends. And we will eventually cover this up to keep these birds protected from any type of varmints. We'll have a door like we did on our other loft, and we'll have it closed in. These are the fly pens. This is the last fly pen there. As you can see, we got the waters. We haven't got our waters automatic yet, but we will. And it's just a matter of laying the pipe down. And that's going to about wrap it up. This thing will hold a lot of birds. It really will. Hope you enjoy this. Okay, what I'm going to show you today is the first thing I do with my birds. If they come in, I buy them, and they come in from somewhere else, from another breeder. I bring them in. The first day I get them, I give them all the fresh water they can drink, and I give them all the food they can drink. Then the next day, I put them on a little regimen of doxycycline for about 3 days in the water. And then what I do next is I vaccinate them for PMV, and then I give them a pill for canker and coccidiosis, and then I worm them. And I use the drops, I put it in the back of their mouth. I feel like when I do that, then I've kind of got control of them. Then I put them in a cage, and what I do is all the birds in this particular loft or cage are what we call a one-timer. That means he's been vaccinated one time. We leave them in there for 3 to 5 weeks, roughly. We take them out, and then we give them their booster PMV. We don't give them anything else, we give them their booster PMV. Now, a lot of people got it in their mind that you're supposed to give a pigeon a PMV shot every 12 months. The gentleman that is explaining this to me is Muir Nagel, better known as Dr. Pigeon. And he was originally on the scene when they came out with this vaccine. And one of the things he did is he helped the guy that came up with it go around all of the northeastern part of the United States and go to pigeon clubs and whatever and show them how to vaccinate their birds. For some reason, they changed the directions from once a year. I actually give them a shot and then give them a booster to once a year. And there's really no reason to do that. If you give them the booster, if they could keep the serum in their bloodstream for 6 solid weeks, then they don't need it anymore. Well, I've been doing it like that since I started about 8 or 9 years ago, and I never see any signs of it, so I know it's working. If you want to do them once a year, that's fine, but you do stand a chance of having a vulnerability after the 6 or 7 weeks from the first shot. So think about that. But he is a guy that actually, his friend was actually the guy that came up with the serum that made the first serum. So anyway, that's a personal decision. I'm just telling you what I do. And so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you how to give them the vaccine. And I do it by myself. Some people use 2 people. It's a little bit easier with 2 people, but I do it by myself. And then I'll also show you that how I give them the worm medicine, how I give them the coccidiosis and the canker medicine. So let me show you how to use a needle. Let me tell you the right needle to use. This is actually a half-inch 20 gauge needle. Just a regular syringe. I put it in there, screw it out. It's a fairly short needle, but it does the job real good. And then all I do is take that and get the PMV, just like any other thing, and I put a little air in there to begin with, right here. And then when I get the air in there, then I suck it back out. I'm doing 2 birds. I'm gonna put 1 cc in there, which is half a cc per bird, and that's all you need. That's what you're supposed to use. And let me see, I got a little bit too much in there. Okay, now I'm gonna get one of these little birds out of here. This is a young bird, probably about 5 weeks old. I'll take this as a priest. I take the bird, I put him up to my chest like this. In fact, they usually use this thing right here, just in case one of them has an accident, if you know what I'm talking about. That's what they say, kids or puppies, accidents. There's really probably another word for it. It's more appropriate, but we won't use it. I then hold the bird just like I got him. I got his neck between my 2 fingers, and then I got my thumb and index finger lifting up on the feathers. Then I get a little naked piece of skin there from the alcohol. I take the needle and I put it in right underneath the skin, and I squirt it in there. And what that does is it makes a bubble. Just makes a bubble between the skin and his body. And then that bubble sits there, and then it's absorbed slowly through the body. And then as it's absorbed, then the serum does its job, which you're actually giving them dead virus from the PMV, dead virus. And then from there, everything's after that. Now, I also give them a pill. Now this particular pill is a Vetiform, I think it's, yeah, Vetiform tablet, and it's for, it's called Trizol. It's for canker and coccidiosis. It's kind of expensive, but I give them that. And then the last thing I do is I worm them. And I actually use a product like ivermectin, and all I do is I put 2 drops in the back of their throat. Kind of hold his mouth shut there a little bit, let him swallow it, and then he's good to go. Now that's the way I do it. I'm not sitting here telling you that that's the only way in the world to do it, because it's not. I'm sure people have other ideas and other techniques, but it works for me. It helps them get started when the young birds get that coccidiosis if they got any buildup in them, and then it gets rid of that canker if they got any of that buildup in them. Your baby bird is more vulnerable right after he's weaned than any other time probably in his life. And the reason he's more vulnerable, he's been getting antibodies and whatever from his parents from feeding him. But now he's out on his own. The same way as a puppy. You get a puppy, when he gets about 8 weeks old and he gets weaned, you got to give him his shots for distemper, hepatitis, and all these different things that you give puppies. If you didn't give it to them, they would get it, and then they would die. So you give it to them as a vaccine, and then that takes care of them, because they're on their own once they're weaned. So anyway, I hope that I've helped you here. This is not really a complicated thing, and it's not really, like I say, I'm a big on disclaiming myself, because I don't want somebody to get the idea that I'm some kind of expert or something like that, because I'm not, but I'm practical. And this is what works for me, and it could work for you. It works for me, and it could easily work for you. So we hope that helps you, and helps you keep your pigeons healthy. And that's what it's all about. Now what we have here, this is a section like I was telling you about. These are one-timers. We give these birds their first shot, and they stay in here for 3 to 5 weeks. We take them back out, and after we do that, we can put them in what I call a general population. And we keep them segregated basically with the use of the vaccine. And then once we give them their second one, then we can put them about where we want. Okay, I want to show you a little trick that the boy that helps me out around here, Billy Ray Brown, came up with for putting a band on a muff bird that's maybe got a little bit too old. This is a business card here. The plastic ones work better. This one works fine. Shows you the foot there. If you put that band on there now like it is, you're going to push all these little pin feathers back, and you might even bleed a little bit. You put this business card on there just like he's showing you. You kind of roll it on there, kind of like the old people used to roll cigarettes, and get that on there and get it down and get it tapered. And then you come and you put your band on there. And I put number 11 bands. This is Moorhead. So I put 11 bands on them. You see the band come slipping up there. Keep turning, keep coming, keep coming. And there it is. It'll pop right on there. The little bird will be banded. You didn't miss him. And it won't hurt him. I hope this helps you. Try it sometime.
Color Pigeon Loss, featuring 28 breeds of fancy pigeons, high-performance Turner rollers. We have birds available at all times. Capuchins, Saxon monks, Saxon priests, Swiss crescents, ice pigeon, saints, frillbacks, archangels, starling, figuritas, old German owls, Chinese owls, satinets, swallows, Saxon shields, and much, much more. For breed availability, visit www.colorpigeons.com. For purchasing, pricing, and shipping info, call toll-free 1-800-527-0918.
Hi, this is Jerry Gagne, Foy's Pigeon Supplies, oldest pigeon supply company in the United States. When Danny Joe approached us about being a part of this great project, we were really excited. If you're looking for pigeon supplies, if you're looking for pigeons, I hope you'll give us a call. Foy's Pigeon Supplies, we're on the internet, just type in Foy's. Or if you'd like to call us, it's 1-877-355-7727. Ask about our 204-page all-color catalog. We'd be glad to send it to you.
Muir Nagel, better known as Dr. Pigeon by his friends, is known by his one-eye cold treatment. It's called One Drop, One Time. It only takes one drop, it only takes one time. Every breeder needs at least one bottle of One Drop, One Time to keep in their loft for those nasty eye colds. They're available at Foy's Pet Supply, New England Pigeon Supply, and Pro Flight Supply. And remember, the next time you buy pigeon supplies, be sure to include one bottle of One Drop, One Time.